It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got the two teams who met in Super Bowl 22. It's the Washington Commanders and the Denver Broncos, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
Fittingly named in part for its considerable elevation. We're at Empower Field, Mile High here in Denver, Colorado. Alongside my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and this is a matchup, Brock, that we may see many times in the future of this league. A couple of rookie starters leading their offenses at quarterback.
And that really does make it a measuring stick game for both of them, Kate. Rookie quarterbacks in the draft, they're always linked to each other. From the moment they're tabbed, the starters in their first season. And then when you get to look across and you get to play one, you know that both of them want to be the one who leads their guys to a win, because that's a victory that'll be talked about, well, for the rest of their rookie season and beyond.
Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Denver. Return starts from the goal line. And this drive will start inside the 25. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Again, they'll run with Dobbins. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Broncos will have a first down.
You know, coach gets in that QB's headset, probably told his offense and his QB, listen, I don't want to see a 3rd down on this possession. Or something kind of like that. Whatever version he told him, it worked.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Got a man, it's Marvin Mims. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. A tight end in motion now. 3rd down run by Dobbins. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken 2nd in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the 2-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. And man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 1. That's complete to Zach Ertz. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. First and 10 from the 41. To throw, Daniels. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that'll bring up second down.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
On second down, Robinson. And that one's forward for 1, maybe 2 yards. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be third down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Daniels throwing on third. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Opening drive going according to plan. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. Daniels from the pistol. This is hauled in by McLaurin. It's enough for a first down. Nice find by the rookie quarterback from LSU.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Has it at the 7. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Robinson is in. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders have a great first drive and get the game's first points. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
That one splits the uprights, and the Commanders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So the Broncos headed out for their second drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back now, pressure on its way. Finds Mims. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Throwing on 1st down, Nix finds him over the middle. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commanders territory.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. They get 6 and a 1st down as well.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Nix from the gun. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Shotgun snap to Nix. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And they take him down right along the 30. He gets 6 on that play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Play action with Nix. Mims with the grab. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They'll throw again. Nix. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Nix. He's on the move. They'll make a bid for it on the ground. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Only one on the carry, so that's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 3. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. Time for our second quarter. Let's see if the Broncos can capitalize in the red zone. To throw, here's Nix. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos tie this game 7-7. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Here comes the Washington offense out to the field, ready for their second drive. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He'll get this one to Brown. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
Running right side by McLaurin. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 25 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. That's completed right side. And they get this down to the 28. 16 yards on the play. And the Commanders will have a first.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Again, Daniels to the air. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and it sets up 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
2nd down and 10. Daniels. He gets this one to McLaurin. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
3rd and short, Daniels. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders take a second quarter lead. It's an Austin Eckler touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Gay to add the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Has it at the 11. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. So here comes the Bronco offense. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. Ball at the 33 for first down. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Nicks off the play action. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the man he was after. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
Now Nicks on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Nicks. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Lucky that didn't end as an interception. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Pass taken in by Sutton. And this one does not go far.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And he missed it. It's no good. And the deficit stays at 7.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Out comes the Commander offense for another series. They have played lights out on offense, scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. It's taken in by Eckler. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And that's good for a gain of 5. John Franklin Myers coming in to clean things up. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Daniels from the pistol. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Now it's Terry McLaurin on the target. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Went way outside there trying to work that sideline, Brock. But by the time the ball had arrived, well, the defender had to knock that ball out.
I think you see my reaction in the booth every time
I do.
we see that throw, because I can close my eyes and remember the terror that I felt as a quarterback when you let that ball go and you're throwing it all the way to the boundary. There's some risk reward, and that time, well, there was no reward.
It's a gain of 12 there, and the Commanders will have a first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Daniels. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. And now it's 2nd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10 now, Daniels. He's got it near the 10. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Getting out to his left. And he will score. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders grow their lead just before halftime. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. Denver set to take the field on offense. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Brock, so some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Here's Nix to throw. Hitting Ingram on the slant. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Broncos have to hurry here. Clock's still running. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Completed to Sutton. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Broncos have to hurry here. Clock's still running. On 3rd down, here's Nix. That one's complete, right side. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Distance is good, but not the accuracy. He just missed it left. And that's going to keep the difference at 14 points.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Daniels back to throw. That's complete. McLaurin along the sideline. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining. He was looking for Terry McLaurin. So it's 2nd down coming up.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. Well, that brings us to the midway point of this one. The Commanders enjoying a nice little lead here on the road. Now we'll send things over to Orlando, Florida. Jonathan Coachman on standby, ready to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Returnable from the 1. Finds some space. He's past the 30. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. The Commanders and Terry McLaurin are ready for another look on offense. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Caught by Deebo Samuel. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. A give left side. Here's Robinson. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. Give him 3 on that gain. And the Commanders will have a first.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Complete. It's McLaurin. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They send a tight end in motion. Play fake here, Daniels. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside. Look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helps set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Now Daniels off the play action. A lot of guys there, and it's intercepted. Dre Greenlaw picks it off. And the Broncos get the football just short of their 20 after the interception and return. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line. And then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football's the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
The Broncos offense all set to go. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. To throw, here's Nix. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Play action with Nix. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Nix from the gun. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Commanders take possession down inside the 30 after the interception. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Touchdown, Washington. There sure was a lot of trust on that play, Brock, and he proved worthy of it with that end result.
Yeah, good old receiver. Someone who just knows how to get it into the end zone is worth his weight in gold to a QB. And on that throw, there was trust there that he had a shot to find pay dirt.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders make it a 24-point ball game. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Broncos running their offense out once again. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. First and 10 now from the 30. Nicks off the play action. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
That was simply a case of not enough time available to let that play develop. That throw was out so quick, and he wasn't able to reel it in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Nicks. Caught by the open man. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Nicks with it on 1st. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Broncos will have a 1st down. They'll throw again. Nicks has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 19. Caught by Burton. And he'll go down here at the 16.
It's always nice to see teams still employ a fullback. I love rewarding the big guy with some touches during a game. They earn those looks. That was a well-run route, and he showed some soft hands to bring it in.
3rd and just 2 to go. They go play action here. Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Here we go with Dobbins. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first.
There wasn't a lot there for him, but he did what he needed to do. Go get that first down. Picked up the short gain, didn't risk a big loss, looking for a bigger lane elsewhere.
First down, and they go right back to him. He breaks a tackle, and he's to the 5 before going out of bounds. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And he will score. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
And the Broncos offense isn't leaving the field. Looks like they're going to go for 2. He's throwing for it! And the pass succeeds. A little momentum builder as they try to dig into this deficit. All right, partner, it is a small step on a long road back, but a necessary one. The touchdown and that conversion drop us back down to a 2-score game.
So you're saying there's a chance, Kate, just a little bit of a chance. Maybe they got to do it again, and again, and again. But all I know, time may not be on their side, but they did gain just a little bit of momentum.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Returnable from the 2. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. First and 10 now from the 30. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. They'll cobble together a yard there. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Daniels. He's going to loft one deep to the left. This is brought in at the 15. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Extra point converted by Gay. And the Commanders stretch the lead to 23. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Broncos are getting the ball back as J.K. Dobbins runs out there. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Beginning on the ground here with Dobbins. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd and 8. Completed over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Completed to Sutton. And he'll go out of bounds close to that 35-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive 1st down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. From the 27. To his back, J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Now Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Flat out a tremendous call. Perfect timing to blitz the corner, and the result proves it. There was barely time for the QB to set himself up to throw, let alone look downfield for a target before he was absolutely decked by somebody who I think enjoyed that chance to rush the passer.
So we're through 3 here. It's Broncos football as we enter the 4th of what's been a largely one-sided game. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
On third down, here's Nix. And that's going to be a touchdown. It's on the board for now, but will it stand? We got to see what this flag is all about. Big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. Backed up now after the penalty. It's third down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
Fourth and forever coming up. Here's Nix. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face second and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
A toss now to Robinson. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Escapes the pocket. Oh, the ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And the Broncos corral it.
Man, that run was looking so good for him, but you'll see QBs don't always tuck it away like running backs do. That was loose, ball away from his body, and in prime position to be knocked free. That's exactly what happens once that defender catches him downfield.
Denver ready for another offensive possession. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. New set of downs for him from the 46. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Chased out to his right. Oh, look at this, here he goes. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Dumps it off to his running back. And they take him down right along the 30.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing here, Nix. Hits him on the out route. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. To throw, here's Nix. He's got the ball on the sideline. Ooh, difficult play, small gain, but it counts. First down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. Mims with the grab. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Straight ahead, here's Dobbins. And he drives this forward to the 6. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Shotgun snap to Nix. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Denver. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
The Broncos will go for 2 again. Nix now to throw. And he makes the catch, so hope not entirely extinguished just yet. Still a little glimmer remaining as that makes it a 2-score game here late. Still down a couple of scores after that. They're going to set up for the onside kick. And the Commanders are able to cover the kick. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks him, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Robinson up the middle. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Staying with Robinson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Denver. Commanders in very good shape, up by 15. Broncos bringing out an extra DB, 3rd down coming up. Daniels from the pistol. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Matt Gay on to line up this field goal. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it's a 3-score game now, an 18-point lead.
We got ourselves a 3-score game now after that make. It's got to feel like it's going to just about do it with any hopes of a comeback still smoldering. I think these kickers enjoy those opportunities, Kate, to be the one to kick this lead out of range.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Return starts from the goal line. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. This offense making its way back out now. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Nix. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Nix with it on 1st. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commanders territory.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. Cut out left. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. Markers reset, ball at the 37. They'll throw again, Nix. Finds Mims. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Gotta hurry this to the line. 2nd and 4. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Now Nick's on third down. Into traffic, complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Nick's looking to throw. Has it down close. It's a Denver touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos make it an 11-point ball game. You know, time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And this is going to be covered up by the Commanders. That should just about lock up the win.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
The Commanders are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. So it's a win on the road for the Commanders. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner, Brock Heward, and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders, as we'll see you next time from Denver.